If luxury and ease feels wrong to you, if peace actually makes you feel uncomfortable, if you keep hitting a wall right after momentum builds, your nervous system isn't broken. It's just still running a program it built to keep you safe a long time ago. And today we're talking about how to upgrade it. Hey, this is Shanique, and this channel is about internal success first. The nervous system work, identity shifts, the science, and the real work behind building a life that actually matches who you're becoming. If that clicks with you, I'll love it if you subscribe and elevate together. When people talk about not following through on habits, not being consistent, not showing up the way they know they're capable of, the first place they go is to call it laziness. And I want to offer you a completely different explanation, because laziness assumes that motivation is a problem, but motivation isn't missing. Your body is still operating from a program that was built years ago, a program that was built to protect you, a program that was built through repeated real experiences, that when you try really hard and put your heart into something, you then remember that it was never rewarded, so you stop. So it does what it's been historically known to do: slow things down right when you're at the edge of becoming new, because new has historically been something that was not safe. And I don't say this to be heavy. I say this to understand that once you know where the wiring came from, you'll be able to change it. And you can't upgrade a program that you don't know is running. So the first shift is understanding this. What feels like resistance or laziness or not being able to stay disciplined enough is your nervous system doing exactly what it was trained to do. It's not a character flaw, it's a learned response. And learned responses can be unlearned. Here's the science behind what I'm describing, because I think it's good to know that this is just not backed by a mere concept. Your brain literally builds neural pathways around the patterns you repeat. The more you repeat something, a thought, behavior, a way you respond to stress, the more refined those pathways get. And a nervous system at the most basic level equates familiar with safe. And even when familiar is the exact patterns you're trying to leave behind. So survivor mode, the constant low grade of needing to figure it out, push harder, prove yourself, stay alert, that becomes a pathway. And your body gets so used to that state that ease, peace, luxury, and rest can actually feel wrong. And not because they are wrong, obviously, but because your nervous system has never been trained to receive them as normal. And anything outside of normal gets flagged as a potential threat. This is why you can start a new habit, and in 3 days, 3 weeks, or 3 months, you can completely fall off and say, see, look, I knew I couldn't stick with it. But what really happened is that your nervous system got close to a state that it wasn't recognized as normal or safe. And it pulled back to the familiar one, the one that made you comfortable. That pullback isn't failure. It's what your body does when you haven't yet shown it that this is something that you can feel safe in. And here's the thing about the proof that's already right in your life. If you're someone that has a huge vision, high standards, and a real sense of who you're becoming, you tend to skip right past the small evidence. You're looking for grand external confirmation, the bank account, the opportunity, the undeniable sign in the sky that this is working. When it doesn't show up in your timeline, your body goes, see, I told you. But you fail to realize that the grand external confirmations are made internally out of small moments where you choose differently. The day you made your bed when you didn't feel like it, the conversation that you held with calmness, with peace, with understanding that you know 6 months ago would have never happened like that, and the way you respond to yourself when things go wrong. Those are not throwaway moments. Those are proof that the programming is working. That's your nervous system saying, oh, we do this now. We're safe enough to do this now. And the more you see these small evidence as proof, that builds your confidence and your spiritual strength. And everything else that you want to bring into life in a greater and grander scale is being received by a body that is used to seeing you with the proof. So practically, what does rewiring your brain look like? 3 things that I actually found for myself that really worked, not because they're hacks, but because they address the nervous system directly. The first one is calming your body before you demand it to perform. Your nervous system cannot receive new program when it's in its survival state. So whether that's yoga, I fell in love with yoga recently. Stretching, breath work, walking, whatever form of movement helps you come back to your body and be able to be quiet with your thoughts, to be patient with your thoughts, to calm down and soothe your body. Those are not fun glow up that girl rituals. Those are prerequisite to calming and nurturing your body and your own space. This one, I promise you, I swear I made it up. It's narrating your own proof out loud, not affirmations from a script. This is coming from actual specific evidence. So things like I've been always a messy person, my old identity, I would say. And I remember coming downstairs and just seeing how clean my room was, where I used to try to be that clean girl and never stayed consistent. But it was a week and it just felt natural to me. It didn't feel like a chore. It didn't feel like I had to remind myself to keep my place tidy. And I said out loud, look at me. I'm a clean girl. I keep my place tidy and organized. And it was a week. I needed to hear that. And you need to start out loud narrating the proof that you are getting to become that girl every day and affirming it and confirm it over your life that this is your normal now. I keep my things organized. I put my things in place. Or right after you had a conversation when you know you would have said some things and you kept your mouth closed, you say, I'm a woman of standards, of poise, of luxury, and I keep it classy every time. Saying it out loud is literally building new pathways. You are writing new programs by naming the evidence that's already running. And the third one, this one's the deepest. It's learning to parent yourself through the discomfort. Especially if you grew up in a environment where nurture was simply I put a roof over your head and food on the table and that was it, and where expressing yourself didn't get warm responses, when trying hard and not being rewarded taught you to eventually stop trying in certain places. You now have to be the one that cradle yourself when you're doing these new things. Who says, I know your body is flagging this as unsafe, but don't worry, I got you. That is feminine. That is soft. That is nurturing yourself. If you want that soft life, get soft with yourself. That is the most advanced work that is. That is really sharing self love and patience. Now you know your body was running on a program that was built to protect you, not to limit you. And the 3 days that you did show up, the small ways that you are already choosing differently, the proof that's already in your life, that's not nothing. That is the new program installing. Your nervous system learns what you repeat. So keep going. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know down below. Thank you for watching. I'm sending you love and strength.